Born against the stream, it don't matter what race or creed or color. You love this land, then you're my brother. That ain't way to the door, go stand. If you say you can't breathe, I'll show you we can. Ain't never gonna stop believing. We were born for freedom. We're born for freedom.
All right, all right, all right. Y'all get in, buckle up. I'm gonna give it a few minutes because this is too good. This is gonna be too good to miss tonight. Ooh, I'm about to destroy. I am about to destroy. Well, I'm not destroying. I'm trying to build up, to be honest with you. I'm trying to build up. We are going to have a serious intervention tonight for someone who has been on the show and someone I do care about, someone who needs a little bit of a spanking because this person is not doing so well in the research department. So tonight we have another episode of Race Hoaxes Part 2. This is part of Coon College. So I have decided on TikTok to start a group called Raccoon College. And the raccoon is our mascot because everyone calls us coons. We don't even know why. It's not just the highlight. Like, we don't really know why. So this is part of Race Hoaxes. That's one of our many classes that we are offering for winter semester. Okay. So that's what we're doing. All right. So we got a lot of material to go through. This is a very serious intervention for somebody who at first I could chalk their opinions up to perhaps bad research. But I personally have caught this person in a lie. And everything that I'm going to say tonight, disclaimer, everything that I'm going to say tonight, I would be more than happy to say to this person privately, but they don't want to call me back. So we're going to go, I have to go in now. It's time to get that spanking because now you're doing too much. Now you're just doing too much. And you're embarrassing and I'm going to shift gears. So let me before I shift gears and start the intervention, I just want to make a couple more disclaimers. First off, there are different types of friendships. Okay. Some friendships are superficial and some friendships are not. And I'm not a superficial person. So when I try to befriend somebody, and I haven't known this person very long, when I try to befriend somebody, I'm not projecting anything. Like, I'm not making judgments as to this person's awesome, this person's amazing. A lot of people make those judgments really early. I don't do that. Okay, that's what codependent people do. I don't do that. I see people and accept people for who they are. There are some things that I can accept in a friend. I can accept some mental health issues. I can accept health issues. I can accept stress. I can accept anger. I can accept a traumatic childhood. I can accept a past that's maybe not so squeaky clean. I can accept all of those things. What I cannot accept, and this person knows this, I cannot accept liars. And when I catch you lying online, it goes beyond doing piss poor research. It gets to that realm where it's like, okay, now you're reaching, now you're making shit up. Now you're smearing people that you don't need to be smearing and you don't even know what you're talking about. That shit needs to stop. Okay, so that's why we're having this intervention. This person has experienced horrible personal losses. All of those things are so painful, and things that probably you and I can never even imagine this person has had to endure in their life. So I'm really trying to protect this person's identity, because I want there to be a I want there to be an exit if this person does listen to this video and does call me and talk about this. But in the meantime, because I felt like I've supported this person a little bit, in the meantime, if you're just going to go on TikTok and spread lies, then I'm not having that. Okay. So I have approached this person. I got the receipts. I got the text messages. We will fucking go there. Oh, we will fucking go there. Tonight's going to be a little brutal. It's going to be a little brutal. I'm going to spank you a little bit hard. Okay. And if you're smart, you're going to enjoy it. And if you're smart, you're going to not see this as a personal attack. You're going to see this as a as a wake-up call to get some peace in your life and get some healing in your life, and not take out every aggression that you feel on TikTok and then target people and cyberbullying people. And that's another thing I wasn't going to get into, because I don't get in other people's battles. We're going to get into that later. I told you, buckle the fuck up. We are going to be here. If you need to go get a drink, go get a drink right now. Okay, I got my electrolytes, and I got my fan, I got my chapstick, I got my laptop, I got everything. I'm ready to go. Like, I got another extra cup of ice, It's just, actually, you know what? I'll put my my koozie on it. Keep it colder. So when I need to refresh my cup, I can refresh my cup. This shit's like kind of syrupy. It needs to be cold. Yeah. You can't, yeah, exactly. You can't believe anything they say. But hello, Joe. Welcome, Bert. Welcome, Carl. Mr. Madman Swiss. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so back to race hoaxes. We're going to start with something that this person brought to my attention after Halloween. So this person, we were on the phone and they were having kind of a bad day. And I was in the car going to work, and I remember being on the phone, and this person was just like really upset. And like, I was asking questions about this supposed race hoax that happened in fucking somewhere out here in Texas. And this person just didn't want to fucking bring the receipts. And I asked this person, I said, send me the article. And I don't know anything about this story. If you have some sort of fucking insider information, okay, let me know what it is. I'd love to know. You say there's still white supremacy in this country? Let me fucking see it. Okay. Never comes back with the receipt for that. And I kind of let it go. And then maybe a week or two later, this person posts a video that someone else made about this supposed KKK incident that happened somewhere out here in Texas. Allegedly, 3 white supremacists were out trick-or-treating or attacking, harassing Black trick-or-treaters in this city in Texas somewhere, and tased one of them. And so this kid gets a lawyer. I'm sure his parents gets a lawyer, because of course they're seeing a fucking paycheck. They're not seeing it as a prank, or they're seeing it as a direct attack. And there we go with it. Oh, hi. How are you? Long time no see. Thank you for sharing. Oh, look, it just came up on my phone. Thanks for sharing, Gotti. Appreciate it. So this supposed KKK attack, right? Let's look at it together, and then you guys tell me what you think. Okay. All right. Hey. All right, I'm back. Okay. Share screen. All right, so here's just the Google search. Okay. And it's pretty, I'd say it's pretty hoax worthy, but let's look at it together. Okay. Black student reportedly tased by a group of teens dressed in Ku Klux Klan costumes. D.L. Hughley, oh, we know how credible he is, on Twitter. Texas teens dressed as KKK attacked a black teen with a taser. Depraved menaces on Newsweek.com. KKK dressed as Texas teens shot black. Said he was shot by a stun gun. His high school classmates were dressed in Ku Klux Klan outfits. Teens in KKK garb shocked black teen with stun gun. And that's from Spectrum Local News. Ebony.com. A black teenager in Texas was shot with a stun gun by 3 of his high school classmates who were dressed in Ku Klux Klan. Okay, so here we go. Attorney, teens in KKK garbs shocked. Okay. Attorney, teens in KKK garb shocked black teen. Attorney, teens in KKK garb shot black teen. Okay. Let's talk about how to do research here. So I'm going to take a wild guess. Here and say that when I click on these articles, there's not going to be a police report. There's not going to be a video. There's not going to be witness statements. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that most of this is probably going to be an attorney's statement. So let's check. Teaching you something here. Pay attention. Black student reportedly tased by group of teens dressed in KKK robes. Okay, just to make sure, let's look at this picture real quick. Klansman raises his left arm during a white power chant at a 2000 Ku Klux Klan rally in Stokey, Illinois. Okay, definitely not Texas, definitely not what happened this past Halloween, but I'm not going to say that, you were just looking at it for face value and you thought there was actually a photo of these teens. Because you said you saw one. I hope it wasn't that Getty Images stock photo that you saw. Okay. A black teenager has retained an attorney after being attacked with a stun gun in Woodsboro, Texas on Halloween by some high school classmates wearing Ku Klux Klan robes. Associated Press we know how credible they are, is reporting that the unidentified boy's attorney, Matt Manning, gave a press conference last week where he said his client was not seriously injured. For you to dress up as a Klansman, you have a specific intent of terrorizing, Manning said, per Associated Press. It's not an accident. It's not kids being kids. It's not boys being boys. It's not hazing or high school hijinks. High school hijinks are egging somebody's house, not dressing up as a Klansman and tasing them. Manning posited that there may be as many as 6 victims of the Halloween night attacks, noting that outside of his client, the other 5 were not tased, but possibly chased or otherwise terrorized. Okay. This fat fuck, Roland Martin, I hate him. According to the report, Manning did not identify the race of the robed teens. However, a local NAACP, paycheck, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay, paycheck. However, a local NAACP chapter president, Jeremy Lane Coleman, is calling the attack a hate crime. Per Newsweek, Manning, not the boy, not the eyewitnesses, not the police, Manning added, I think it's really important to discuss the historical context. The Klan is a particularly evocative terror group for Black Americans. The attorney is demanding action from law enforcement and the local school district. According to a report from Revolt, officials at Woodsboro High School have expressed disappointment with the act, but the assailants, believed to be football players for Woodsboro High School, have not been disciplined because the attack occurred off campus. They could have named anybody. While we are deeply disappointed that any of our students might find this type of behavior acceptable, the district cannot discipline students for this type of conduct when it occurs off campus. Superintendent Ronald D. Seegers Jr. wrote in a statement. Woodsboro School District counselors are available to speak with any student who has been impacted by this event, he maintained. The district will continue to strictly enforce its anti-discrimination policy to the fullest extent permitted by the law and the Student Code of Conduct. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, there's really it's just an accusation. That's what it sounds like to me. Um, I have a hard time believing that in this day and age, if teenagers, especially teenagers, were out trick or treating, nobody had their fucking phones out, nobody was taking selfies, nobody saw this. It happened to 5 other people. Nobody called the cops, nobody chased them down, nobody kicked their asses. Because I know if come on, parents, not no, I don't know, like what else? What else? Okay, there's more. Oh, I told you I'm going in. I'm going in. There's more. Okay. Let me get it up. Let me get it up. Let me get it up. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm like super, I guess I'm just being a blonde tonight. Okay, let's look at the Associated Press. Attorney. Teens in KKK garb shocked black teen with stun gun. Corpus Christi, Texas. The attorney for a black teenager from Texas says several other teens attacked several, I thought it was 3. Okay, several other teens attacked his client with a stun gun on Halloween while wearing costumes resembling Ku Klux Klan robes. Well, what does resembling mean? Hold on, let me make that bigger. Resembling Ku Klux Klan robes. So nobody has a picture. Nobody has a picture of these little assholes doing this to half a dozen people, half a dozen black kids. Nobody has a picture, really, and they're just believed to be 3 members of the football team, but nobody knows who. Nobody wants to say who on Instagram or give any names, but they know who it was, and they were. Come on. All right. At a news conference on Wednesday, Matt Manning of Corpus Christi said the attack involved high school students in Woodsboro, a small town 30 miles north of Corpus Christi. He said his client was not seriously injured, and he declined to identify all involved because they were juveniles. There were as many as 6 victims, all juveniles, Manning said. 5 other victims were not shocked, but may have been chased or otherwise terrorized. Okay, and it's the same thing, basically verbatim, as all the other articles. Okay, let's take a look at attorney Matt Manning. Let's take a look at him, because I'm going to show you how to do research, because you don't know. Let me show you. All right. All right. So Matt Manning is actually a personal injury attorney. And as you can see from the purple highlights here, that there are many web pages and, basically all of the places that he's worked, all of the attorney's offices that he works. So he does do, okay, welcome Matt, he works for Webb, Kaysen, and Manning. So I guess he's a partner. Have been the winning lead counsel in dozens of high-profile criminal trials since his admission in 2012. Matt is one of the most accomplished and talented young lawyers in South Texas. Matt began his career as a city attorney for Corpus Christi, prosecuting Class C misdemeanors. Within months, he was hired by the Nunez County DA's office. There, he caught the attention of Mark Gonzalez, a young lawyer with a thriving defense firm. Mark hired Matt in 2015, and they practiced criminal defense together until 2017, when Mark was elected to be our district attorney. Naturally, Matt became first assistant district attorney and lead prosecutor. While sitting on the jury panel of a murder case that Matt tried in early 2019, Parker Webb was struck by Matt's poise and ability to engage jurors in voir dire. I don't know how to pronounce that. Soon after the trial, Reb Carson injury attorneys began recruiting him. So he went from being a low-level prosecutor, then he became a first assistant district attorney and lead prosecutor, and then he went into personal injury. Okay. Where in there does it say that he has experience with civil rights? There's some other sites on here that say that. Okay. But let's look at it. Okay, here's his LinkedIn profile. Okay, partner, trial attorney, fearless advocate, and effective problem solver for the people. Okay, so now he's all wokey woke. I fight and provide a voice for those who have been injured in personal injury cases, those whose civil rights have been violated, and those sustaining all other manner of injury. Advocate for the hashtag people standing strong as they fight for justice and right. I seek to solve the problems my clients are facing through excellent, competent, world-class representation. Okay, so it doesn't sound like he really, okay. At the law offices of Mark Gonzalez, he represented clients accused of crimes in all levels of state and municipal court, as well as personal injury, family, and other types of cases, resolved cases through plot, trial, plea negotiation, and reviewing correspondence. Okay. At Nunez County District Attorney, prosecuted the court on behalf, okay, I resolved cases through plea, blah, blah, blah. A specialty court designed to provide treatment for offenders with substance abuse issues. Okay, okay. So it doesn't sound like he has a whole lot of experience in hate crimes. He has some, but not a whole lot. Okay. So how credible is it when he is the only one speaking for the family? Okay. How credible is it when he's the only one speaking for the juvenile? You think we're just supposed to take a fucking a personal injury lawyer's word for all of this? That's what we're supposed to do? I don't think so. Bad research. Not cute. Not a good look. Let's move on. All right. What else we got? Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this international tribunal. Let's talk about this international tribunal that you were telling me on the phone. No. When I got out there, you were telling me about it when we were hanging out. So I kept asking you questions about it, and you just kept saying they were found guilty. They were found guilty. The United States was found guilty of crimes against humanity and all this other shit. Okay? All this other garbage. I kept asking you about it. You never produced anything. I let it go. I didn't really even think about it. But then you decide that you're going to post a couple of videos of this so-called international tribunal. And it's all garbage. You're getting your news from a fucking communist journalist. And I'm going to prove it to you, but we got a lot to go through. And then we're going to look at their fucking Twitter page. Since you know so much. And you want to get mad at people and you want to argue with people online and you want to not call your friends back and not text your friends back and resolve this. You know, you don't want to do all that. So we don't do it like this. The fuck? Oh, okay. Okay. Since you want to get cute, let's get cute. Okay. Here's this international tribunal that you were trying to tell me about, the thing that you just keep posting on your page. Hold on. Let me get the bookmark because I got all this shit queued up for you. I'm going to show you how to do research since you don't know. Okay. So let's watch. Here's what we're going to do. Let me show you how this is going to go down. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch about 5 minutes of it because it's all garbage. And then I'm just going to analyze what I think off of first look. off of my first impression. I'm going to analyze that. And then we're going to move on into the receipts. Okay? All right. Let's go. Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Because this stuff is going to make you lose brain cells just listening to it. Okay.
People of African descent brought to the United States by 400 years of chattel enslavement or by immigration from former slave territories, often as a result of additional economic oppression brought upon them post-enslavement by defendant U.S. government and co-conspirator former colonial powers following the independence of their lands of their birth. Number two, people of Latinx descent, both natives of territories taken or acquired by the expanding United States, and those who migrated to United States territory, often as a result of further economic oppression brought upon them by the defendant U.S. government and the former colonial powers following their independence. And number three, First Nation peoples, original to the lands now occupied by defendant United States, mostly taken by force and or breach of genuine and fraudulent treaties with indigenous nations and or interlopers. The defendant class consists of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of all levels of United States government, as well as state, county, and local political subdivisions. Thus, on behalf of the plaintiffs, the Black, Brown, and Indigenous people residing in the United States, I present the following opening statement. In 1903, upon the launch of his seminal treatise, The Souls of Black Folk, historian W.E.B. Du Bois prophesies that the problem of the 20th century would be the...
Here we go. Once you bring up W.E.B. Du Bois, you've pretty much lost my attention at that point. Okay, hold up. Let's listen to 1 or 2 more minutes.
Today, while not unique, seeks to once again unabatedly and unabashedly charge genocide. But this time, rather than a sole reliance on the international treaty, the Convention to Prevent and Punish the Crime of Genocide, the only vehicle available when the original 1951 petition was brought to the UN, today we also seek jurisdiction based on the implementation of that international...
Okay, I can't anymore. And today we seek the implementation... Jesus. Okay, so that's the tribunal. That's the tribunal you kept telling me about. That's the tribunal that you're posting on TikTok, talking about the United States has been found guilty by this black bitch. That looked like it was filmed in a... Am I here? Testing, 1, 2. That shit looked like it was filmed in the fucking like banquet room of like a Hilton hotel, or not even a Hilton, like a Ramada. That looks like it was filmed in some fucking like rec center, like meeting room. That's not an international tribunal, sweetheart. No, honey, it's not. Let me show you what international tribunals look like so you know what they do, what type of crimes against humanity they prosecute, who comprises of the tribunal, and where it's held, because you obviously don't know. Okay. Yeah, it looked like it was at Motel 6. Thank you. Tell it like it is. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me show you what these tribunals look like. Okay, hold on. I got this, guys. We got a lot of material to cover. We got a lot. Okay. Here we go. All right. This is what they look like. okay? This is what tribunals look like. This is what they wear. This is their uniform. Okay, this is what they look like. The colors match the logo. It's not a bunch of black bitches in a in a Denny's meeting room, okay, at the IHOP. It's not a bunch of black bitches with a vinyl sign. Tribunals, they meant. With a vinyl sign with a very prominent Black Lives Matter logo on it. That's not a tribunal. Okay, just so you can learn how to do some research here. All right, let's talk about where I found this article, because here's the thing. You can see right here. Where's the tab? Okay, you can see right here. Okay, let's look at the news part of it. Nothing, 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 nothing. Second page. Nothing, nothing, nothing about the US, nothing about the US, nothing about the US, nothing about the US. Next page. Nothing, 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 nothing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So finally, at the bottom of the third page, and before I even click on this, I can already see where this is going, because right here it says Workers' World. Okay, y'all see that? Workers' World. So Workers of the World Unite is the classic communist slogan. So I can already tell that this is some Bob Avakian shit. And if you don't know who Bob Avakian shit, maybe do some research and figure out who that is. Okay, because I know. Here we go. Let's click on it. And here, well, surprise, surprise, surprise. It's not, they've updated it, because you see the communists are, they've updated it because the communists are woke now. So they updated it to workers and oppressed people of the world unite. Okay. Boom. International Tribunal of Legal Experts to judge U.S. human rights abuses against Black, Brown, and Indigenous people, October 22nd through 25th. The following is lightly edited from a press release issued by the tribunal. Okay, so this is part of a press release that was issued by the fucking tribunal. You don't even have a real reporter who went to this shit? What? Let's learn how to do research, because obviously we don't know. Okay. Here we go. In the spirit of Mandela, the unprecedented U.S. alliance of attorneys, academics, and organizers for the movements from Black Lives Matter. Oh, okay. Civil rights, Puerto Rican decolonization, immigrant rights, and indigenous sovereignty, earth protection will put the U.S. state and local governments on trial for crimes against people of color from October 22nd through 25th. The International Tribunal on Human Rights Abuses Against Black, Brown, and Indigenous People will convene both in person at a historic landmark and virtually via live stream. This proceeding will establish overwhelming evidence that this country and its settler colonial predecessors have committed genocide as defined by the United Nations against Black, Brown, and Indigenous people for over 400 years, said Jihad Mabdul Muhammad, spokesperson for the coordinating committee in the Spirit of Mandela Coalition. As we've seen most recently with George Floyd street uprisings, only a strong grassroots movement from below can expose these crimes and do the work to end them. Presiding will be an independent 9-member panel of jurists, some with international stature. The majority are women and global South rooted from India, Eritrea, Haiti, France, the US, and elsewhere. These jurists will oversee 2 days of testimonies from impacted victims, expert witnesses, and attorneys with firsthand knowledge of specific incidents raised in the charges indictment. They will deliver their verdict to the UN. The tribunal will consider charges of human and civil rights violations for racist police killings of Black, Brown, and Indigenous people, hyper and mass incarcerations of Black, Brown, and Indigenous people, and political incarceration of civil rights, national liberation era revolutionaries. Okay, so Patty Patty Hearst and her friends, okay, and Black Panthers and activists as well as present day activists. It will also take up environmental racism and impact on Black, Brown, and Indigenous people and public health racism and its traumatic impacts on Black, Brown, and Indigenous people. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, created in 2018. Well, I'm pretty fucking sure that this Spirit of Mandela Coalition is not the International Tribunal from the, what is it? What do they call themselves? The ICC, International Criminal Court. I'm pretty sure these aren't the same fucking people, since you know so much. Okay. I can't even get back to this. I got you. Tribunal schedule. Friday through Sunday sessions at the Malcolm X and Dr. Betty Shabazz Memorial and Education Center in Washington Heights. Live stream, and there's the schedule. Okay, I can't look at that anymore. All right, so we're getting our news from communist newspapers. This is basically a workshop that's being held in like a library or something. Like, come on. Let's see what real international tribunals do. Okay, let's take a look at that for a second, since you don't know. Okay, so this is the official fucking website, and we're going to get to their Twitter page in a second. So let's see what kind of countries they are holding court about. And then we're going to get into what kind of people fill these positions. You know, the ones with the official uniform. We're going to get into that. Okay. All right, so I can't go through all this, Myanmar, China, Syria, Lebanon, Azerbaijan, Mexico, Georgia, Poland, Belarus border, Turkey, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Okay. So this is the type of shit they deal with. Tanzania, Morocco, Myanmar again, Afghanistan again. This is the type of shit they deal with. Guatemala, Myanmar, Nigeria, Tanzania, Lebanon, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. They're dealing with like real fucking torture. They're dealing with real countries that have like no checks and balances. They're dealing with third world countries that if you get arrested, if you get pulled out of your home, you don't have no recourse. They're dealing with like the shit that happened in like places like Bosnia and like Venezuela and shit, like real political crime and real genocide. That's what they deal with. They don't deal with the Black Lives Matter complaints. That doesn't go to their departments. Since you think you know everything, that doesn't go to their departments. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. So what kind of people comprise the ICC? All right. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to take a wild fucking guess that at least 30% or 50% of the people on these panels are going to probably be, they're going to probably be like attorneys. They're going to probably have law degrees. And Miss Taifa, whatever the fuck her name was, who was at the library rec center, okay, Miss Taifa over there, she's probably not on their educational level. I'm going to guess that probably 20 to 25% are probably going to be like working in medical, and the other 50% are probably going to be people who were either affected by it and they grew up in that shit, or they work with people who are affected by it and they grow up in that shit. Okay, so let's just look at what real tribunal jurists look like and what they're about. Okay. About the coalition. Global Civil Society. The Coalition for the ICC is a global civil society network of over 2,500 member organizations in 150 countries. We lead the successful campaign to set up the ICC for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. We're continuing to fight for global justice through national courts and the now well-established ICC in The Hague. What's The Hague? I wonder what that means. Okay. Where's the, hold on, who we are. That's what I'm looking for. In 1995, a group of 25 human rights organizations began campaigning for a permanent international criminal court to hold individuals to account for war crimes, crime against humanity, and genocide. It worked. Few imagined where we would end up all these years later. Okay. Staff. Meet our staff. Oh, wait, that's not what I want. Okay. And oh, but notice, like, these people have actual emails. They don't have Gmails. Okay. Coalition members. Meet some coalition members. Okay. Executive Director, Southern African Center for the Constructive Resolution of Disputes. Executive Director for Southern Africa Litigation Center. Darfuri activist and director of Zarga Organization for Rural Development, senior researcher in the International Crime in Africa Program, president of ICC, Ivory Coast Coalition for the ICC, expert in human rights, Malian Coalition for the ICC, international criminal justice lawyer at Southern Africa Litigation Center, told you, human rights lawyer, transitional justice expert, CEO, Human Rights Network, Uganda, Rights for Peace Foundation, lawyer and executive director for Aberday, executive director, Humanas, chairperson of Asian Forum for Human Rights and Development, joint general secretary, Tavoan Women's Union, Dawe, Burma, director of Trial International. Okay, so he works with lawyers, prosecutors, or judges. Consultant in conflict management and chairman of Civil Society Institute, head of board of director for civil liberties, director of Kazakhstan International Bureau for Human Rights and Rule of Law, executive director, human rights advocate and executive director. Okay, that's the type of people that they have on these panels, on these tribunals. Okay, I'm not done. There's more. Told you, I'm not playing. I'm not playing tonight. Somebody's getting a spanking and they're going to take it. Tribunal on Human Rights Abuses in the USA. International panel of jurists convened to oversee tribunal on U.S. human rights abuses against Black, Brown, and Indigenous people. 22 through 25 October 2021. United States, Tribunal 2021.com, joined September 2021. Okay, a month before is when they decided to start promoting it, I guess, to, their 50 followers. I'm going to go ahead and help them out. I'll give them a follow. I'll help them out. So we got Getty Images here. Getty Images. Oh, I wonder what that is. Okay, I see where we're at here. Oh, fist logo. Prison Lives Matter. Okay. Looks like some low budget ass graphic design. Low budget. Where is this? Low budget. Was this the tribunal? Was this the tribunal? You guys see that? Hold on. Was this the tribunal? Since you know everything, since you're so smart. We got Angela Davis and we got some other lesbian. Okay, they couldn't even bother to make sure her name was capitalized. Okay. Low budget, like I said. The rec room at the library. And you're going to tell me this was the jurists here? We got their names on these paper name tags, on these crowded ass little desks. Nobody's in uniform. Okay. They got handwritten name tags. This is it. This is what we're talking about. This is the tribunal that found America guilty of human rights violations. You're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. But wait, there's more. We're not done. We're just getting started, y'all. I think I'm going to leave one of these hoaxes out because I think you can see where we're going with this. I don't have time for it. We got to move on because at some point we got to get to this issue with the cyberbullying. But let's talk about the nail that is hitting the nail in the coffin for me with all of this is the fact that on top of spreading this information, which, like I said, we can really chalk up to just really bad research. Upon spreading that, when you begin to smear people online, accusing them of white privilege or whatever it may be, when you begin to do that, you never know what's going to go viral, you know? And that's one thing that I've definitely learned in my journey. You never fucking know what's going to go viral. With that being said, you can hurt some people when you do shit like this. And the reason I can't let this person off the hook is because they're an intelligent person and they fucking know better. They fucking know better. So let me tell you what happened. So this person sees a TikTok video from this French artist. Okay, this artist lives in France, and here's what they do: they redesign Disney characters. So this person is like an illustrator or a graphic designer, and they redesign Disney characters to like have a more updated modern look. So they'll redesign the Disney characters with different clothes, like different hairstyles that are more modern, makeup that's more modern. But in everything that I looked through, there was nothing inappropriate or distasteful or sexualizing about any of these images. Okay. This person decides to make a TikTok video accusing this artist of being privileged and then going into this tirade about Pocahontas. And what the nail in the coffin for me is the fact that this person not only is making up something about white supremacy or cultural appropriation or whatever the fuck, but they're also not doing the good research on Pocahontas either. So on both ends, this person is spreading lies that are completely fucking inaccurate. And it takes a really fucked up individual. I said what I said. I know you're watching. I said what I said. It takes a fucked up individual to be making shit up. And like I said, there are things about you that I can accept, and there are things about you that are unacceptable. You fucking know better. And now you're just pulling shit out of your ass. And this is why people don't think you're credible. This is why people dismiss you. This is why people come out of the woodwork saying, oh, I used to follow this person, but now they're acting kind of fucking crazy. And now they're going off the deep end a little bit. Okay. So, oh, hey, Queen Mata. Oh, you're right here. You're right here in the middle of a brutal spanking that somebody has to get. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's how we're going to go through this. First, I'm going to show you this TikToker's artwork. Okay. I'm going to show you their artwork, and you guys can judge for yourself what you think of this artwork that this person makes. I personally think it is very talented, it is very thoughtful, and it is very tasteful. Personally. And I find it real funny how this individual wants to single out the one Pocahontas video, but doesn't want to talk about every other character that this artist has redesigned. And it's called a glow up. Okay. I know you're like masculine and you don't know what a glow up is, but it's basically like a makeover, you know. So here we go. We're going to start with the Pocahontas, and you guys let me know what you think, and you let me know. And then we're going to look at like at least 10 of the other characters, because unlike somebody, I know how to do research. All right, here we go. Here, I'm going to mute this shit. Okay. Who else we got? Hold on. They have it all like sectioned out. Okay. I don't know who that is, actually. I didn't see whatever movie this was from. Very tasteful, very classy, very fashion forward. No big deal. No big deal. Just an up. I think it's really pretty, actually. Now she looks like a Kardashian. That's Jasmine. Okay. Belle. Very tasteful. No big deal. Alice in Wonderland. That's it. Put a ponytail on her. I don't know who that is. Elsa, Rapunzel. I don't know who the fuck. That's it. Put her in a blazer. She did Princess Tiana too. Let me find out. Oh, here's Mulan. That's it. Like, it's no big deal. Tiana. Just change the outfit and let her hair down. Like, there's nothing inappropriate. There's nothing sexual. There's nothing vulgar. This artist isn't giving these Disney characters big tits and BBLs, okay? There's nothing sexualizing about it. But here's what this individual decided to write. And because I, again, still want this person to not hate me, you know, I'm going to protect their identity. But here was the response on TikTok that this individual had to fucking Pocahontas makeover. All right? Pocahontas makeover. Not you over here trying to overly sexualize an indigenous Native woman who is kidnapped, sexually assaulted, raped, and murdered by colonizers. Not you over here feeling so fucking privileged enough that you can do that. Pocahontas was a real person. As a matter of fact, that's actually her nickname. She's not a character in a Disney movie. But, you know, I'd say If you knew better, you would do better. I'm guessing you just don't care. Do I need to keep going in? Do I need to keep going in here? So not only are you accusing somebody of privilege over something that's very innocent, but now you want to spit bad research about Pocahontas. I'm going in. I'm going the fuck in. I'm going the fuck in since you know so much. Here we go. And you know how I remember, when you said that on TikTok, it pissed me off because I remember when the Pocahontas movie when it came out, I was 11 years old. I went to see it and a bunch of other movies that day. I really liked the movie. And then I wanted to do more research about it for myself. So that's what I ended up doing. So when I was 11 fucking years old, I knew more about Pocahontas than apparently you do. But you're the indigenous expert, right? Okay. Let's just look at Wikipedia. This is a lot. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to skim through it. Everybody can go back and look at this later. In fact, I'm going to just go ahead and put this there. No, you guys can Google it. You know how to, maybe some of y'all know how to research because apparently this person doesn't. But they're real quick to get into a fight with somebody or to be mean to their friends and be rude to their friends over it. So you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today, sweetheart. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to skim. I'm just going to read a couple of paragraphs here. I don't want to bore you too much, but we're going to have a little refresher about Pocahontas because somebody thinks that they can, rewrite history. Okay. Pocahontas is frequently viewed as a princess in popular culture. In 1841, William Watson of Waldron Trinity College, Dublin, published Pocahontas, an American princess, and other poems calling her the beloved and only surviving daughter of the king. She was her father's delight and darling, according to the colonist captain Ralph Hammer. Remember that name, Ralph Hammer. It's going to come back in later. Ralph Hammer. But she was not in line to inherit the position of sub-chief or paramount chief. Instead, Powhatan's brothers and sisters' children all stood in line to succeed him. Okay. Yes, she was considered the daughter of the princess. That is going to come in later. Okay. Pocahontas is most famously linked to the colonist Captain John Smith, who arrived in Virginia with 100 other settlers in April of 1607, where they built a fort on a marshy peninsula on the James River. Okay. So he came there. Scroll down. In 1616, Smith wrote a letter to Queen Anne of Denmark in anticipation of Pocahontas's visit to England. In this new account, his capture included the threat of his own death. At the minute of my execution, she hazarded the beating out of her own brains to save mine. And not only that, but she prevailed with her father, and I was safely conducted to Jamestown. He expanded on this in 1624, published long after the death of Pocahontas. He explained that he was captured and taken to a paramount chief, where two great stones were brought before Powhatan. There, as many could lay hands on him, dragged him to them, and therein laid his head. And being ready with their clubs to beat out his brains, Pocahontas, the king's dearest daughter, when no entreaty could prevail, got his head in her arms, laid down her own upon to save him from death. So that's how she met John Smith, and that's how they became like this friendship and became this couple. Okay. Early histories did establish that Pocahontas befriended Smith in the Jamestown colony. She often went to the settlement and played games with boys there. When the colonists were starving once every 4 or 5 days, Pocahontas with her attendants brought him, Smith, to much provision and saved many of their lives that else for all this had starved with hunger. As the colonists expanded their settlement, the Powhatans felt that their lands were threatened and conflicts arose. In late 1609, an injury from gunpowder explosion forced Smith to return to England for medical care, and the colonists told the Powhatans he was dead. Pocahontas believed that account and stopped visiting Jamestown, but she learned he was living in England when she traveled there with her husband, John Rolfe. Okay, this is where it is true that she was kidnapped, okay? Pocahontas' capture occurred in the context of the First Anglo-Powhatan War, a conflict between Jamestown settlers and the Indians, which began late in the summer of 1609. Hold on. In the first years of the war, the colonists took control of the James River at its mouth and the falls. Captain Samuel Argall, in the meantime, pursued contacts with Indian tribes in the northern portion of Powhatan's paramount chiefdom. The Potawatoms lived on the Potomac River, and were not always loyal to Powhatan. And living with them was a young English interpreter named Henry Spelman. In March of 1613, Argall learned that Pocahontas was visiting the Potomac village of, I can't pronounce any of this. Okay. With Spelman's help translating, Argall pressured Lapidus to assist in Pocahontas's capture by promising an alliance with the colonists against the Powhatans. They tricked Pocahontas into boarding Argall's ship and held her for ransom, demanding the release of colonial prisoners held by her father and the return of various stolen weapons and tools. Powhatan returned the prisoners, but failed to satisfy the colonists with the number of weapons and tools returned. That long standoff ensued, during which the colonists kept Pocahontas captive. Yes. During the year-long wait, she was held at Henricus in Chesterfield County, Virginia. Little is known about her life there, although colonist Ralph Hammer, remember I told you to remember his name, wrote that she received extraordinary courteous usage. Linwood Littlebear Costello refers to an oral tradition which claims that Pocahontas was raped. Helen Roundtree counters that the historians have disputed that such oral tradition survived and instead argue that any mistreatment of Pocahontas, listen here, listen up, listen up, listen up. Any mistreatment of Pocahontas would have gone against the interest of the English in their negotiations with Powhatan. A truce had been called. The Indians still far outnumbered the English, and the colonists feared retaliation. At this time, Henricus minister taught Pocahontas about Christianity and help improve her English. Upon her baptism, she took the Christian name Rebecca. Okay, this is the important part. In March of 1614, the standoff escalated into a violent confrontation between hundreds of colonists and the Powhatan men on the Pamunkey River. And the colonists encountered a group of senior Indian leaders at Powhatan's capital of Matchcot. The colonists allowed Pocahontas to talk to her tribe when Powhatan arrived, and she reportedly rebuked him. Listen to this. Reportedly rebuked him for valuing her less than swords, pieces, and axes. She said that she preferred to live with the colonists who loved her. Okay. Real quick about her marriage and then real quick about her death. Okay. So she married John Rolfe, not John Smith. They were married on April 5th, 1614 by Captain Richard Buck, probably at Jamestown. For 2 years, they lived at Varina Farms across the James River from Henricus. Their son, Thomas, was born in 1615. Their marriage created a climate of peace between the Jamestown colonists and Powhatan's tribes and endured for 8 years as the Peace of Pocahontas. In 1615, Ralph Hammer, again, the same guy, wrote, "Since the wedding, we have had friendly commerce and trade not only with Powhatan, but also with his subjects around us." But get this. This is fucking hilarious. If you have a sense of humor, which I'm not sure that you do, this is fucking hilarious. The marriage was controversial in the British court because at the time, a commoner had the audacity to marry a princess. So the British held Pocahontas in higher esteem than they held John Rolfe. I think that's fucking hilarious. This is literally like the Real Housewives of Potomac, but like the real life historical version of that. That's fucking hilarious that the British would be offended that she was too fucking good for him. Come on. Let's get to her death since you know so much. since you've done your research, since you said she was murdered. In March of 1617, Rolfe and Pocahontas boarded a ship to return to Virginia, but they had sailed only as far as Gravesend on the River Thames when Pocahontas became gravely ill. She was taken ashore where she died from unknown causes, aged approximately 21, and much lamented. According to Rolfe, she declared that all must die. For her, it was enough that her child lived. Speculated causes of her death include pneumonia, smallpox, tuberculosis, hemorrhagic dysentery, the bloody flux, and poisoning. Okay. Since she was murdered. Back in that time, people had all sorts of fucking diseases, especially in England, because England was like real fucking dirty. And it was just becoming industrialized at this time in history. So could she have been poisoned? Yeah, but it could have been food poisoning. It could have been anything. Okay. She died of the same shit that everybody else in England was dying of. Not to fucking mention that after dealing with her own motherfuckers, she still chose the colonists. Okay. So is it possible that she was raped? Yes, it is possible. But you have to understand, we're not all, not every military strategy involves raping and pillaging. Sometimes the person you're holding for ransom is more valued when you haven't fucking desecrated them, because certain cultures will just leave them and then you never get what you fucking asked for. You never get what you want. So let's just be fucking real, since you know so much. I'm going to take a break before we get into the next part. It could have been anything: bad weather, bad food, a rusty nail, or catching an illness her immune system wasn't ready for. Exactly. But you have to understand that between like medieval times and the industrial age, people did not live as long as they do now. Back then, you could be dead by the age of 30 or 40. So yeah, she died at a young age. 21 is a young age to die, okay? But she died of the same shit that everybody else was dying of. Okay? Exactly. Most of the time, hostages for ransom are treated well enough because damaged goods aren't worth much, especially if you kidnap somebody's fucking daughter and you take their virtue. Okay? There's a lot of cultures who'll be like, well, I can't marry her off because now she's been desecrated by the white man or the enemy. Now she's been desecrated by somebody else. So she's not marriageable after that, kind of like how the MGTOWs feel about us. Not when the average age was less than 40. Exactly. Okay. Whew. Let me find this. I'm going to just take I don't want to, I'm already at an hour and 13 minutes. We still got to get into the cyberbullying because that shit is unexcusable. But let me real quick put up this GoFundMe. Hold on. It's a I need a break, guys. This is a lot of reading. Plus, I did a lot of reading earlier. Okay. Well, I wonder if it's still up. Might not still be up. I can't find it now. Oh, well, I guess it's, our friend here got fucking lucky that they don't get roasted on this because I can't find it right now. Hold on. I saw it on GoFundMe. Did I bookmark it? Ooh, this person might have got This person might have got saved. If I can't find this article or this GoFundMe, then they might have just got one less little lick on their behinds of bullshit. They might have just got saved. You hear me? Because I know you're watching. You might have just got your ass saved. Because if I can't find this article, I'm not going to talk about it. Ooh, I think you got your butt saved, girl. You got your ass saved. I'm going to guess that GoFundMe is no longer up. Because I looked at it like the last, like 2 days ago. Yeah, you got saved. You got saved big time. Big time. Okay. So moving on. The slaughter will continue. Okay. Let's talk about cyberbullying for a second. Let's just, shift gears for a minute. We're going to talk psychology for a minute. Cyberbullying is a very, very real reality. But you have to understand, for the millions of people that are actually online versus the ones that are online and commit suicide, is a very, very small percentage. Okay. Very small percentage. I'm not saying it's okay to be cruel to people, but what I am saying, yeah, they got saved from getting served. Yeah, because I had one more. One more for them. One more. They was going to take one more. They got saved. But they ain't about to get saved now. All right. So if you are going to be online on any major platform, you have to know, and you have to be able to brace yourself for what is going to come. You have to be able to understand that you're going to have trolls, and you're going to have people, you're going to have profiles that are going to attack the way you look, the way you talk, your skin, your hair, everything that you say. Everything that you say. They're going to attack your gender. They're going to attack your sexuality. They're going to attack your belief system. They're going to attack your race. They're going to attack you from every angle that they can. If you're not ready for that, you should not fucking be online. Period. Everything you do online will get criticized. I have dealt with it. Many other YouTubers have dealt with it. TikTokers have dealt with it. Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Everyone who has a page has dealt with it. Not everyone is meant to get in the ring with shit like that. And you know who you are. You've proven yourself to be able to dish it out, but you can't fucking take it. And I'm sitting back and I'm watching you, and I'm keeping my motherfucking mouth shut. I have kept my motherfucking mouth shut for a long time. I have reached out to you personally. You don't want to fucking call me back. You don't want to fucking text me back. So this is where we are, sweetheart. This is where we at. You don't fucking know when to keep your mouth shut. You don't know when to stop these TikTok fights. You don't know when not to escalate things up the higher echelons of TikTok following. And then you sit back and you fucking cry about it. But you talk about how masculine you are, but you want to sit back and fucking cry about it. Okay? This is some immature ass shit. And you always say everyone else is immature. And you'll probably tell me that I can jump off a bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I can jump off a cliff with cement shoes. And I know you're joking when you say shit like that, but you see, not everyone else does. And I sat back and I watched you fucking tear into Callie or Kelly or whatever the fuck her name is. I watched you tear into her, all because you say that she was supposedly laughing at you for your suicide attempt 4 months ago. And then I looked at it, and I looked at it real close, and I paused and I read everything. And then I had listened to what you had fucking said in the video. And to be honest, for someone who doesn't know you and they don't know how you talk, that is unexcusable. Because you see, other people who might not be from New York, other people, it does sound like you're telling them to harm themselves. But when someone doesn't laugh at your suicide attempt, what they laughed at was the brazen fucking audacity you had to say something so vulgar to other people. That's what they were laughing at. That's what Callie was laughing at. That's how I interpreted it. That's how I personally interpreted it. And you went in on this woman. You went in on this woman. And I didn't say a fucking word. Again, I kept my fucking mouth shut until tonight. Since you don't want to listen and you don't want to text me back. Okay? You had your fucking chance to discuss this privately, and I would have been more than happy to do that. But now you want to get crazy, so we're going to get crazy. Okay? I'm gonna let you know that perhaps the way you interpret everything is not the way it is. Here's the problem. Here's where it becomes, your behavior becomes really fucking disgusting, sweetheart. Here's where it becomes borderline sadistic. Okay? You didn't just keep the fight between y'all. And you so bad and you so tough and you so eager to make threats to people, whether you're joking or not. You so bold with it that you ask bigger creators who have bigger followings than you to attack her, or as you put, expose her. You asked people to do that. So not only do you look stupid for even interpreting the comment that she made, but you basically called out the big dogs. You called out the cavalry. You called out the people who have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers to come by your side and stand with you on some co-signing ass bullshit. Some bullshit. So you just made yourself look stupid, but you made them look stupid too, because they came to your rescue because you didn't want to fight your own battles because you were fucking mad. And that shit is whack. That shit is retarded. That shit is everything that is the antithesis of maturity. Do you think I go running to Chad Prather when somebody says something about me online? Do you think I go running to Brandon Straka to go publicly condemn somebody on his platforms? Do you think I go running to Gavin McGinnis and asking him to repost stuff on Telegram and Parler and stuff for me? No. If somebody says something dirty and vulgar and disgusting and inhumane to me, I don't give a fuck, because these people would never say this shit to my face. And you know these people would never say this shit to your face. And you're losing out on real friendships because you're so mad about dumb shit. The thing that you did to that woman, that's the shit, that's the type of vitriol and aggression that we as conservatives, or at least as we as moral people, and obviously I don't think you have any morals, to be honest. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. Okay? That is not what we do to just people who just say slick shit in comments. That's what you do to pedophiles. That's what you do to Antifa. That's what you do to real fucking criminals. You don't do that to people who just have a comment that sends you into a fucking emotional episode, an emotional fucking tailspin. It don't work like that. That's what you save for the enemy. You save that for the enemy. And if people don't like you, they don't fucking like you. I don't like you right now. I care about you, but I don't like you right now. Okay? Then you get into and then I'm watching this other TikTok battle and this other TikTok fight. And people are calling you out and you're blocking people. You're not bringing the receipts. You keep posting this dumb shit. A wise man named Bert said something very poignant to me that you need to listen to, because this pretty much wraps it up. You have two types of followers. You have those who are going to enable your bad behavior by protecting you, like the cavalry that you called out to just destroy Callie and just utterly just bury her because you didn't like what she said after you had said something equally as vulgar and have always said things that are equally as vulgar, which for me, because I have a sense of humor, I never took you seriously, but you see, some people did. And when you take shit seriously, you want everyone to come to your aid, but you don't, but nobody else is allowed to take shit seriously. Okay. All right, cool. So this wise man said that you have the protectors, and they probably get some sort of emotional, I don't know what you would call it, emotional validation from like keeping you from totally getting slaughtered on the internet. Okay. So they feel like they've done their good duty for the day by, sticking up for your whatever it is that you do. Okay. I don't know anymore because it's getting weird at this point. And I care about you, and I've followed you for a really fucking long time. Okay. And then you have the sadistic ones. Then you have the sadists. Then you have the ones that are egging you on to be as fucking dysfunctional as you can, watching you online unravel, embarrass yourself, make a fool of yourself, hurt other people for no reason, and then spread fake news that you clearly do not know how to research a fucking thing. You clearly don't. Your credibility is gone. The whole Pocahontas thing, your credibility is gone. It's gone. So you might as well use your powers for good and not evil. These people are watching you and they see a train wreck. You're a train wreck to them. And they're watching you with their fucking popcorn. And they're egging you on to be self-destructive and to push away good people. Because believe it or not, I am good people. And other people that we know mutually are good people too. And the fights that you have are actually with people who care about your intelligence level and care about your fact checking and care about your mental health and care about, you continuing to be the angsty, rebellious, devil's advocate person that you are. We like that about you. Those are the qualities about you that I enjoy and have always enjoyed. And I love your sense of humor. I think you are fucking hilarious. And a lot of other people think that too. But when you want to pop off with some dumb shit and then you want to be fucking rude to me when I'm trying to help you, you brought this on yourself. And don't you dare try to get funny with me on TikTok. Because if you think you're going to call your cavalry and your little buddies, your little cyber bully buddies on me, guess what's going to happen? You're going to expose yourself, because technically nobody knows who the fuck I'm talking about because I haven't said your name. So play that fucking game and see what happens. I'm not the one. And I don't have to wave my guns or post pictures of my firearms or tell people to jump off a cliff with cement shoes. I don't have to go do that to get my fucking point across. You better ask somebody. Ask my followers. Okay? Because your followers are leaving your fucking channel. Your followers aren't following you like they used to. You ain't got it like that no more. So you don't need to be doing all this extra shit. Okay? We care about you. And if I thought you were a complete piece of shit, I would not even be doing this right now. I really wouldn't fucking even be doing this. But I know that extremity is the only way to get your attention, because you don't pay attention to kindness. You don't know how to receive kindness. You don't know how to be a friend. You don't know how to accept a friend. You don't know how to get out of your own fucking head. So I'm here to do that for you. And if this is what it takes to get your fucking attention, sweetheart, this is what the fuck we're going to do. So the meeting is adjourned. And if anybody would like to hop in, you're more than welcome to do so. But if you don't want to, that's totally cool too. So there we go. There it is. If you don't want to hop in, and you don't have to show your face. You don't have to show your face. There is a feature on StreamYard where you can do audio only. And if you want to do audio only, then that's okay. And listen, it doesn't, let me just put it this way. If you know, you know. Hashtag if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you don't know. But perhaps you know someone, or you know an ignorant person who needs help. But then we have to be very careful in how we help them, because you see, a lot of people don't respond to kindness, especially people who've been really traumatized. They don't know how to respond to kindness. They think kindness is like they're scared of it. It took me a while to learn how to receive kindness and not feel like I owed people, you know. It took me a long time to get out of that discomfort of people being nice to me. And it was always hard for me to accept criticism, even though I worked in industries where you get criticized all the time. So it's a constant struggle, but therapy helps me look at things more objectively, and to take myself and my feelings out of the situation and try to explore every possibility, ask the right questions, do the right research, do due diligence before I make a decision about something in my life, and not have an emotional reaction, but make a logical decision, but a decision that is healthy for me and puts my well-being first. So it takes time to get to that place. I don't think this person is in that place at all, but I hope they can get to that place. But if you think you're going to motherfucking lie and continue to spread all this fucking white supremacy, white privilege bullshit, and think that as your friend that I'm not going to fucking call you out, and then you want to fucking get cute, No. Anybody want to jump in the stream? Y'all probably know people like this. Some very sweet comments here. No offense, but sometimes like this individual are dangerous. They distract and divide and create issues for the sole purpose of stroking their own ego. You can't trust them when shit gets tough. Oh, hell no. Devil Dog says, thanks for keeping it real at redpillrage. Thank you. The savior types and others that want to see the train wreck. Exactly. Digital Hawk says, first time here. My impression is, damn, what an intelligent babe. Thank you. Thank you. I've been through some horrible tragedies, but I've also had a really fun life. And I was a Buddhist for like 10 years. So I learned to see the yin and yang in life and know that even though horrible, horrible, horrible fucking things can happen to you, there is such an internal source of power that you can still access even when you were ready to jump off a bridge with cement shoes. Okay. You can always keep going because there's an ebb and flow in life. And that is one thing that prepared me for all of the tragedies and losses and pain and everything that I've had to endure, and just loneliness and depression too. Like, I get it. I get depression. That shit's powerful, but it's a choice. You know, you have to choose to see life through a certain pair of glasses, or you have to choose to see life through another pair of glasses. And when you get fed up and when you hit your rock bottom and when you realize that anger and is not going to fucking get you out of every situation, you can't fight your way out of every situation. There's some situations that require understanding. They require tact. They require diplomacy. They require negotiation. They require compromise. When you can recognize which situations you need to compromise in versus which situations you need to fucking go full napalm, that's where you find some peace. And you get a little joy out of this horrible, disgusting fucking world that we live in. You can still get a little bit of fucking peace and enjoyment if you understand how things work vibrationally, energetically, chronologically. When you know what cause and effect is, you can take a little bit more control over your life. But if you just want to be oblivious and blame the white man, there's nothing I can do for you. Thank you. Like, emotionally intelligent. Thank you. That went with my ice cream sundae. First time listening, subbed, and loved it. Thank you, Rock Bear Angel. I absolutely enjoyed your surgical dissection of this situation. I'm glad you know who gave me a heads up, and I look forward to future content for sure. Thank you. Thank you. I don't just talk about shit like this. I talk about different things. To trust the kindness. Yeah, oh, I know you. Hi, Texas. How are you? Oh, she's a friend, a tough one. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm a fucking friend. Because if I didn't give a fuck, I'd just be sitting back and laughing too. But I do give a fuck. So that's why we have to have an intervention tonight. Okay, so we have some guests.